What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be going over 3 guns I think you should revisit in Tarkov 2025. And these 3 guns have something in common. And that is they're not fast fire rate firing guns, which is not necessarily a bad thing. If you're someone that kind of gets caught into a situation where you're fighting another player and you're having to pre-fire shots or bait some shots out to get him to shoot back, and you're not that polished at PvP, what you don't want is something that fires at fucking like 900 RPM. You want something that fires a little bit slow so you can get those shots off and not having to like sit there and worry about how many rounds you've got left. And these 3 guns do that well. And they're also semi-budget friendly. Each one of these guns cost under 150k, including the weapon itself. So the RFB, I think, came out to a cost of 145, including the gun. And the AKMN, again, make sure that when you do buy this, it is the AKMN, not the AKM. Otherwise, you won't be able to mod it to these modifications. And I think the AKMN came out to about 150, whereas the PP19 was about 100k, including the gun. So we'll get into with the PP19 first. This is a build pretty... It's meta-ish. It's obviously it's a 9x19, so it's going to be a laser beam. 39 vert reticle, 54 ergo. I'll throw up the exact specifications on the top left. But this is pretty much what we're looking at with the PP19. Now I'm going to do obviously a short range gun, a long range gun, and then something that can do everything: mid range, short range, and long range. And I think by now you probably guess that the AKMN is the do it all. Let's go into the... Let's give it a shoot. Let's give it a shoot, boys. Let's give it a shoot. Make sure it's on full auto. No, typical laser beam. PP19. I would say the only kind of downside to this round is 9x19 can sometimes let you down. But with it being slow fire rate and an absolute laser beam, it's kind of hard to really mess this one up. Next is the RFB. Now the RFB is, I think, one of the most underrated marksman rifles. And its point fire is surprisingly pretty accurate. Now, again, this was about 145k, but I chucked on a cheap-ish suppressor because when you're sniping with the RFB, you're not going to be up close. When you're sniping with an RFB, you're going to be a couple hundred meters away, having a bit of a snipe. So recoil is not going to come into too much play unless the dude is like 20, 30 meters away and you need to point fire him. And the scope, again, is personal preference. I think there was about 5 or 6k difference between attack 30 and then something, say, like a tango, which is a 6 times. So again, scope is personal preference. The grip, the Cobra grip it was either this or it was the SEA 5, and I think this was about 10k cheaper, and you only lost 1 ergo. So 10 to 15k cheaper for 1 ergo. It's a no-brainer, boys. It's a no-brainer. Take this one into the hideout, see how she goes. All right, let's give her a whirl, boys. And I think the thing with when you want to spray down a gun that's got highest recoil, what you want to do is, rather than just like starting to spray straight away and you're going crazy with it and it's jumping everywhere, what you want to do is... Yeah, where we go? Where have we gone? Who's gone? There we go. There we go. Rather than just continue to just spray straight away, fire a couple of shots and then spray it. And then see how the recoil is a lot more controllable there. When you just start spraying it down, it makes it a lot harder to control. But if you let off a couple of rounds first and then just start to just go crazy on the trigger, it's a lot more manageable than what it was originally. And another thing with the RFB as well is it is probably one of the best fresh new wipe guns, given that it's cheap, it's easy to run, it never jams. I have used this every single wipe every single new wipe that I have played this game, and no word of a lie, this gun has never jammed on me. I actually don't think it's physically possible for this gun to jam. The same as my mate, right, has also said that this gun has never jammed on him. So I don't know about you guys. If anyone in the comments or anyone that's watching this video has had this gun jam on them, please comment below and let me know. I would love to see or meet the first person that's had this gun jam, because I don't think it does. So in that regard, early wipe, it's unbeatable. And also it's 7.6251. Once you start to unlock the better rounds for this gun, it is a stopper. If you can get some M80 or M61 or 993 in this, it'll sit dudes down. And even with BCP, early wipe, and you've only got access to BCP, and you got dudes running around in what, tier 3 armor, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? They're going to do nothing but fall over and load back to the lobby. So this is a severely underrated gun for early wipe. But then as you start to progress through and you get better ammo, this is also still a really consistent, good hitting gun. And definitely something that you should revisit in 2025. And without further ado, the last one. And for those of you who have been in my stream before and watched some gameplay of mine, you know how much I love this gun. The AKMN, if you go back like 2-3 wipes ago, this used to be it. This used to be the meta. Like, people would run this over the Mark 47 purely for the fact that the slower fire rate. And I mean, like, having a slower fire rate gun isn't necessarily always a bad thing. I mean, it really is personal preference, right? Some dudes like guns that spray it out quick, and some other guys like the slower approach. And I feel like the big main benefit that you get with slower fire rate guns is if you're having a close proximity fight to another player and he's like 5-10 meters away, but he's around a corner and you need to swing on him, you're going to want to be able to pre-fire him as you're swinging around that corner. And I mean, Tarkov audio isn't always at its finest. So there's going to be times where you're going to think that he's like right on this corner, and as you're walking around and you're pre-firing it, what you want is something that shoots slower. Because at the end of the day, if you walk around the corner and he's not where you originally thought he was, and you've got a fast fire rate gun, chances are you're going to run out of ammo. So with a slow fire rate gun, you've got a better chance at being able to conserve and hold that ammo if he's not in the exact spot that you thought he was when you swing that corner pre-fire. Then that's the biggest thing that a slow fire rate gun does, is it gives you that safety of being able to swing corners, and if the player is not where you originally thought he was, you know that the fire rate's not going to go out and you're going to be out of ammo. So you're still going to be in that fight, because there's nothing worse than swinging a corner and he's not where you thought he was, but then you've got no ammo because you've pre-fired where you thought he was. And again, you don't have to use the loud comp. Obviously, the loud comp does get that smoke going up in your face. But if he's that close, it doesn't really matter where he is. It doesn't really matter where the smoke is, sorry. Your shots are still going to land when they're in that close proximity. So again, if you boys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like and sub to the channel for more content just like this. Take it easy, boys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.